All right. Well, thank you all for being here today. I have about 10 slides to share with you. I am Christi Jones. I am the programs manager at IAAP. I will be your host for this session and for Summit. And my colleague, who I will toss it to here shortly, Katie Mercier, is also on the call to talk about credentialing and certification and how you can interact with certification on site. So first, let me mute my Teams. All right. So some of our session goals. Is Summit right for you? Why come to Summit? And I will also be sharing some key resources that include attendee insights, how to register, next steps, and as I mentioned before, how you can connect with certification on site with Summit. This session is designed to be informational with plenty of time for questions. As we begin, I am going to launch a poll question. I hope you all can see that. What is your current registration status for Summit this year? We already have some people registered, some people still deciding, and one person is on the call who is unable to attend. So I'm so glad that you are here and able to learn more and hopefully use these resources to join us next year. Thank you. I'm going to end this poll and share the results. So thank you so much. So to get things started, why Summit? Summit is a powerful opportunity to connect with the IAAP community. This event offers a wide range of learning experiences from soft skills development to technical training. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, you'll find value in sessions like coaching workshops, skill building seminars, and engaging roundtables. Also, who attends Summit? Well, Summit is for administrative professionals of all backgrounds and histories. It's an opportunity to learn, network, and come together with the community. So I have another poll question I'm going to share, which is, have you attended Summit in the past? Oh, very nice. We have some people that have and some people not yet, but they've been following us along on social media. I love that. I'm going to end this poll and share the results so you can see where everyone kind of falls on this really fun poll. So thank you for doing that. A couple of key resources that I will be sharing as we go along in this presentation is on our website, there's a Summit brochure, and the brochure acts as an agenda talking about the schedule and the presenters and the type of topics we'll be sharing. A lot of companies require this as part of registration and supporting their employees' attendance. Another great resource that we have on our website, and I will also be sharing, is our Making the Case document. And this is a guide to help you ask for support to attend. It's designed to be personalized. There's a breakdown of expenses and things like that, so you can make it your own to support that ask of your employer. Before I toss it to Katie, I have another question to ask you. Check out the poll coming up now. For those on the call, what is your current status with being a certified administrative professional? Oh, we do have a CAP designee on the call. Someone who's interested in pursuing it. I love that. Oh, a couple of CAPs. Very nice. Well, thank you for sharing that information with us. So we have a little bit of a split. A couple people on the call that have earned their CAP and a couple that haven't. I will share that for those who attend Summit and are CAP certified or become CAP certified, Summit is worth up to 24 recertification points. So that would include, if you're attending in person, all the live sessions you attend, plus going back and watching the recordings from the sessions you didn't attend live. You have access to all of the recorded materials for up to 30 days. And we do provide a recertification worksheet as part of the app. And so you will be able to earn over half of your points towards recertification at Summit. So I think that is absolutely fantastic. Well, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute and I'm going to toss it over to Katie. Thank you for joining us today, Katie.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. I am so excited to be with you today to talk all things credentialing and all things credentialing and summit. My name is Katie Mercier. I am the credentialing manager here at IAAP, and I oversee the credentialing program, all things certification, all things recertification, um, and I am a living testament that CAP is life changing. If I can just take a couple minutes and share my story, and then we'll get into the benefits for you, how to connect at Summit, and what you could expect from taking the CAP exam or recertifying. I am on staff here at IAAP, but I was a lifelong administrative professional before that, and really just was looking for some kind of certification, something to do to up my game. So I put in the Google box certifications for administrative professional, and that's how I discovered IAAP. So I certification is actually what drew me to IAAP um, as a member, as a consumer of IAAP goods and services. And so took the exam. I back in I want to say it's 2009, maybe. I should know that a little bit more definitively as the credentialing manager. But I took the exam, and then from there, that's what led me to my first summit. And so my first summit I went was in Louisville, and okay, I was super proud. I'd studied really hard for this exam, and I didn't want to have to take it again, so I was going to get those research points. So I knew that summit was a great way to knock out a bunch of those. So I went by myself. I didn't know a soul going to summit. It was in Louisville, Kentucky. I think that was in 2015. And funny story, the airline lost my luggage on the way there. And hard lesson learned is travel with something that you wouldn't mind wearing to day one of the conference, because I looked a little schleppy, to be quite honest. Had no toothbrush, no hairspray, no nothing. I went to the front desk. Everything they had was like Old Spice. Everything was like pine tree scented. So I roll into my first opening session feeling a little less than my best, right? With no makeup or my hairbrush or any of that kind of stuff. And I'll tell you what, like this community is unlike any other. Like I was instantly warmly welcomed. Nobody knew nor cared that I smelled like Old Spice. And it was the first time seeing around 12 to 1,500 admins at Louisville. That was the first time that I thought, this is so legitimate. This is such a valid career. And why has it taken me getting a certification and coming to a conference for it to click with me? But I tell you what, it did, and I never looked back. So from that point, from that summit, from that certification to that summit, that led me on a leadership journey, a volunteer leadership journey through IAAP's volunteer leadership structure that also clued me into some of my own personal knowing, and actually led to a bit of a career change, but still definitely admin adjacent. So that's my personal story. I love it. I love what certification can do for you. And so just to kind of talk about some of the benefits, and for those that are CAP certified, I'd love for you to put in the chat anything that you have found as a benefit for you from having your certification. But some of the things that are truly a benefit from investing investing into preparing to take the exam and having the exam is one is betting on yourself and investing in yourself always gives you 100% ROI. Whatever you do to level yourself up that you take in earnestly is going to pay off no matter what, because you are going to learn something along the way, and you are going to take that and you are going to put it into your everyday work, into your everyday speak, all of the things. So, of course, the knowledge that you gain is a benefit because you can take that back to your workplace. You can take certification and use it as leverage to negotiate for higher salary, promotion, title change, any of that. It proves not only to yourself, but to your employer and future employers that you take development seriously. And that's what employers want. They want minds on the line. They don't just want feet under seats. So that is some of like the real tangible benefits is preparing for this gives you a boost of confidence. Yes, thank you, Christine. Studying with a group was extremely beneficial. It expands your community within IAAP. For those that you study with, for my community that I've built through IAAP, there's never a time that I haven't reached out like, hey, how do I wrap text in an Adobe field so it doesn't look like one long line? You know, you always have those people that you can reach out to when the admin ain't adminning. You know what I mean? So so there's that. It's a great validation of you and of the profession. And when you level up as an admin and you show out in an admin space, that's advocacy. That's advocacy for all admins. When people are like, I see the value in this partnership. Sorry, I'm looking over here because I have my notes on the wall. Also, too, a great benefit of having your certification is the need to recertify. And why that's a benefit is because it keeps you current. It keeps you marketable. It keeps you abreast of all the new tech implications, the new leadership implications, the new partnership implications that are in today's business landscape. So recertification keeps you current. So when you say, yeah, I certified in, back in the day, but I've recertified 4 times, 5 times. I mean, we have people that have had their certification for over 30 years. And so that just helps to break down any kind of stereotypes in the workplace. It is a support to you 100%. So I know I just kind of rattled through some of those. I'm going to go look in the chat real quick because I know that Christine said studying with the group was beneficial. You included CAP-OM into your performance evals. Also received pay raises. High five,
Mhm.
Christine. And Maria says she was hired into her current job role due to her CAP certification. Absolutely. Those letters look great after your name. And when people don't understand what they are, they look into it. And when they see the rigor and the alignment to accreditation standards that we have, this test is no joke. And for those that have taken it, it is serious. You do need to prepare for it, right? You do. I would never recommend anybody just, sign up for it and throw spaghetti against the wall and see what happens. We have practice tests and some sample questions and things like that, but I would never recommend not preparing for the exam because it is rigorous. We want people to know that you have earned it, and we don't want to waste time, money, resources on something that doesn't provide you value. So preparing for the exam will definitely provide value. Um, so let's talk about Summit and certification a bit. How can you connect with certification at Summit? First and foremost, me, come see me. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. We will definitely have a booth at the expo at Summit. So stop by. Virtually or in person to talk to us about certification, what that looks like, what opportunities for study groups there are, and prepping for it, and any kind of questions that you have. Absolutely. So the booth is a perfect way to connect at Summit. Staff, you'll see staff, they'll have oval name badges on. You can ask anybody on staff. And I'd also encourage you to connect with conference attendees, right? So for those that have been to Summit before, you know that we have our lanyards and our name on it. If you are CAP certified, you're going to see that. So you'll be able very easily to determine if someone you're with or talking to at Summit has CAP. Ask them about their experience. Hey, I see you have CAP. How long have you had it? Easy way to start. Are always open to talking about their CAP journey and their CAP experience. So I'd recommend just reaching out to anybody that you see that has it on their name tag or has a ribbon that says certified. ask them about it. Um, we'll also have a way for you to connect and ask questions within the Summit app. So that is another way if you're like, hey, I'm peopled out today at this conference and I just really need to be in my hotel room for a few minutes and not people anymore. Our Summit app is a great way to pop in questions and get answers from staff and from the community and attendees. So that is another way. So staff, your other attendees, the expo, the app. Yeah, I think I'm sure there'll be other ways as well, but right now those are some ways that you can interface with certification during Summit, and we welcome your questions and your feedback, good, bad, and different. Want to know what your experience is like. How can we provide more clarity and more access to you, either as a CAP holder that's looking to recertify or somebody that is like, oh, that feels maybe like a big hairy goal to get your CAP. I promise you, you can break it down into digestible, bite-sized pieces, and it is completely attainable. So that's how you can connect with certification at Summit. Um, but if you are looking just how to what to expect from the CAP exam a bit, if you're just curious about that, um, I will say it is a 225 question exam. It is multiple choice. You have the opportunity to take it either in person at a testing center, or you can take it online via online proctoring. So there's two methodologies to actually sit for the exam. The exam is 180 minutes, so it is time for that. We do have special accommodations for any kind of, pardon me, any kind of medical or if you are an English language learner, there's a time accommodation for that as well. So there's definitely, we want to make it as accessible to everybody as possible. Um, in regards to preparing for the exam, we have an e-reader and a study guide, hard copy that's available. And we are also putting in place, there are study groups, and we are looking at improving the study group experience and scaling that as well. So that is forthcoming and very exciting. So there are study groups that you can join. Now, a study group is different than an exam prep course. I just want to preface that. A study group is you study on your own and you come back once a week and you talk about the materials that you covered. An exam prep course would be like an instructor delivering the content, quizzing, testing, things like that in order to get you ready for the exam. So that's what the difference is between a study group and an exam prep course. There are some third parties that offer an exam prep course. IAAP does not offer an exam prep course at this time, but we do have some opportunities for study groups. And if you're interested in starting a study group, reach out. So that is kind of what you can expect. Now, our exam has what we call a body of knowledge, and that's basically every 5 years we do a job task analysis to make sure that the things that we're testing on and the areas that we are the exam covers are relevant to the profession. So from that job task analysis, we see what those skills are. We break those into domains. From those domains, we cite core resources and we engage with subject matter experts to write the items for the exam. And those are reviewed and beta tested to make sure that they test well with high performers and low performers on the test. It's volunteer led. It is governed by a committee. And I just tell you all of this. I know that's kind of getting into the nitty gritty, but I just like to share that because it's legit. This exam is legitimate. It is not, you know, we want to make sure that what we are saying is what we are certifying you in is aligned with business needs. It's aligned with what the profession is seeing, and it advances the profession. And it is done with rigor, legitimacy, and accuracy. So we do follow all of those steps, and that's I just that part's a little dry and a little boring, but it also, in my opinion, but it just really validates that when you put those letters behind your name, that you have done the work and that you are the professional. Because one, we already know that you are, but two, this is the cherry on top of the sundae. So, I will quit talking. I will stop talking there, and I want to allow time for anybody to come off mute or pop any questions in the chat that they might have about certification. I love it, and I can talk about it all day long, but I will just pause right here.
Thank you, Katie. Yes, please start asking questions in the chat if you have any. I'm excited to share. May is my 2-year anniversary of being CAP certified, and it is something I did on my own. I did not have employer support, and it really took me and my confidence level to the next level, to a really high level. So it's something I'm very, very proud of, and always happy to talk about my story too. So yeah, ask any questions. I am going to share my screen for a couple more minutes and share a few more details before we kind of turn it over to questions and connection. But right here on the screen, I have starting the conversation. And these are going to be some ways to start asking for support to attend with your employer or with HR. It can be intimidating to ask for support, but it doesn't have to be. These are designed to confidently open the door with you and whoever does your approvals to highlight your interest in professional development and furthering your career goals. Our goal is to provide you with a strong foundation to begin the conversation with clarity and purpose. And these conversation starters listed here are designed around the certification topic to say and kind of marry how attending Summit can also further that path of getting certified yourself or keeping up your certification with recertification points. And we can come back to these at later on if people like. How to use these tools, share them with your supervisor, share them with your HR team, whoever does your approvals. Personalize that making the case document that I will share in the chat. Connect your summit goals to your role or your team goals. That's a great way to garner support from those who need to do the approving, to show how not only you are going to benefit, but the organization that you are employed with also benefits. Emphasize the ROI, which is return on investment, what you're going to bring back to others. And if you are certified, you can get up to 24 recertification points. Moving forward, I know for some of the people on this call, this is, I'm not coming to Summit this year, but I'd love to maybe explore it for the future. Come to office hours. I host office hours the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. These happen at 1 p.m. Central Time. I love it when people come with questions, ideas, or share any of your experiences. And they can be Summit related or they don't have to be. We meet via Zoom. And so I will share the link to join these meetings, but also if you're ever like lose track of it, you can reach out to Gen Info and they can also share how to attend these meetings. Before I launch into our questions, I have one more poll I'm sharing. So if you are attending Summit, what vibe are you bringing? Do you come for the connection? Do you come for the learning? Do you come to get recharged? You know, what brings you to attend Summit? Networking. Oh, it's 50-50. I love that. Soaking up the learning and networking. I love that. And, you know, a byproduct usually is the recharge factor. That kind of happens on its own, no matter what your main motivation for attending Summit is. So thank you. That is awesome. Well, without further ado, I am going to stop sharing and open the floor. Does anyone have anything they want to share? Any questions they want to ask? Now is a great time to do that. While we do that, I'm going to share some links in the chat about how to connect with us and things like that. Anybody at all? Katie, have you been to Summit every year that since you became a member? Like how many summits have you been to?
I have been to every summit since 2015, since Louisville, since that one. So
Wow. So this will be like your 10-year anniversary.
yeah, yeah. So I've been to quite a few, and I love how it's different but same every year. There's always something new or a new opportunity or feature to Summit each year. So those that keep coming back have something. It's not rote, if
Yeah.
it's something that you do every year. And then I have a group of friends that I made years ago from California to Seattle to DC, New York City, and we get together every summit in some form or fashion. If it's Most of the time it's for dinner and shenanigans. Um, but sometimes it's just for like coffee and hugs. So,
Yes.
but it's so lovely to see the relationships that come out of it, the learning, and I always am always inspired by something. Whether it's a keynote or an opening session or just somebody sharing their experience in one of the breakout sessions. I never leave without my cup full.
I am 100% there with you. That is what my takeaway always is yes, the learning and the networking is just absolutely top notch, but I leave so energized afterwards. I mean, it's a lot to take in, so it is a lot, but I just come back just feeling so empowered and energized and ready to take on like new projects and new ideas no matter what my role has been when I was attending. So yes, absolutely. I get the same thing after I've attended as well. Does anyone want to share something they're particularly excited for our Chicago summit? One thing I am really excited for is our keynote, Veronica Cochran, who is our former CEO of IAAP and is someone I have never met before. I am so excited to meet her. And she's such a great friend of IAAP and still works with our leadership team on different strategies and things like that. So that is one thing that particularly stands out for me about coming to Chicago this year. Anybody else? Well, I know Katie and I added a lot of information in the chat about how to connect with each one of us. If you think of questions between now and summit, please join for office hours, email me. Happy to answer any questions that you might have. All those resource documents I mentioned are on the website. And thank you for joining us today. Reach out if you need anything. I look forward to seeing those of you who are able to join us on site in July. So thank you for being here today. Have a good day, everybody.
Thanks all. Great to see you today.